Okay, I know you have a million things going on right now, but I am here to remind you not to let your Spanish slip through the gaps. In just 15 minutes in today's video, we are going to revise all the key vocab you need for film, for music, for TV, for leisure in general. It'll be no stress, no overwhelm, just 15 minutes of solid Spanish revision, and then you can get back to revising for your more imminent exam subject, guilt-free. We are going to first look at the key vocab that we need, then practice it with a couple of mini activities, followed by a final quick-paced translation task. Sound good? Vámonos. The overview, as always, first round, just checking our vocab knowledge. Second round, matching the Spanish sentence to the English sentence. Round 3 is a gap fill. And round 4 is your Beat the Teacher time translation. Vamos. So, how many words in the following table can you translate into English? These are our keywords for today. Pause the video and go through and see how many you already know. Come back when you're ready for the answers. Okay, y las respuestas. Número 1, un programa concurso is a game show. Cantante, singer. Flauta, flute. Orquesta, orchestra. Documental, documentary. Club de jóvenes, youth club. Dibujo animado, a cartoon. Consola de juegos, a games console. Revista, magazine. Entretenimiento is entertainment. You may recognize it from the adjective entretenido. Juguete, toy. And again, you might see the link between juguete and jugar, to play. Novela policíaca is a police or crime novel. Cuento de espías is a spy story. Batería, drums. Canción, song. Flauta dulce is the recorder, which is ironic. The sweet flute. I'm not sure anybody who's ever heard a recorder being played would call it that. Espectáculo or programa. So espectáculo is a show in the theatre, or it could also be a programa would be on TV, but espectáculo, you wouldn't say a TV show. Espectáculo is specifically like a show you go to see in the theatre. Una canal is a TV channel. Te veo, comic in a magazine. Una película, a film. Libro, book. Lectura, reading. Being the noun, I like, or reading is important. You could also use leer. Me gusta leer, I like reading, the verb as well. Ocio o tiempo libre, free time or leisure. Equipo de música is your stereo system. Equipo, we've seen in previous weeks, also means team. Telenovela or culebrón is a TV soap, and las noticias is the news. Okay, so continuamos. Round 2, we have our sentence match. So you'll be given a sentence in Spanish, 2 correct options in English, 5 to 10 seconds to work out which is correct. En el club de jóvenes siempre hay nuevos juguetes. 5 seconds. At youth club, there are always new toys. Juguetes are toys. 2. Mi hermana toca la flauta dulce en la orquesta del colegio. 5 seconds. My sister plays the recorder in the school orchestra. Remember, the sweet flute is the recorder. 3. Ayer vimos un documental sobre animales salvajes en una canal interesante. 10 seconds. Yesterday we watched a documentary about wild animals on an interesting channel. 4. El cantante presentó una canción nueva durante el espectáculo. And that is, the singer sang a new song during the show. I know show and concert basically mean the same in English, but just reinforcing that vocabulary. 5. Me encanta leer novelas policíacas antes de dormir. 5 seconds. I love reading crime novels before going to sleep. I don't know who would. That personally would give me nightmares, but there we go. 6. Vi las noticias después del programa concurso. 5 seconds. I watched the news after the game show. 7. Prefiero leer libros que leer TVOs. 5 seconds. I prefer reading books to comics. Y 8. En mi tiempo libre toco la batería. 5 seconds. In my free time, I play the drums. Okay, so round 2 now complete. We move on, and the level of difficulty will increase just slightly. You've got a sentence in Spanish, 4 options. There's only one correct option. You need to work out which one it is. After 5 seconds, I'll give you the English translation of the sentence and allow another 5 seconds just in case you need a little bit of support. Siempre veo por la noche. And that is, siempre veo las noticias por la noche. I always watch the news at night. 2. En el concierto, él cantó mi canción favorita. In the concert, the sang my favorite song. En el concierto, el cantante cantó mi canción favorita, and that is the singer sang my favorite song. 3. Me gusta leer un antes de dormir. I like reading a before sleeping. Me gusta leer, I'm very sorry, this is wrong. Un cuento de espías should be the correct answer. Antes de dormir. So it should have been A. I like reading a spy novel before sleeping. 4. Mi hermana toca la en la orquesta. My sister plays the what in the orchestra. Batería. Mi hermana toca la batería en la orquesta. Occasionally, you could argue there are drums in an orchestra. Possibly not very conventional. 5. En mi tiempo libre, juego en la con mis amigos. In my free time, I play on the what with my friends. En mi tiempo libre, juego en la consola de juegos con mis amigos. I play on the games console. 6. Vamos al los viernes por la tarde para hacer actividades divertidas. We go where on a Friday evening to do fun activities? Vamos al club de jóvenes los viernes por la tarde. We go to the youth club. Y número 7. Prefiero ver una en la televisión que leer una revista. I prefer watching a on TV to reading a magazine. Una telenovela. I prefer watching a soap on TV. Okay, so that's round 3 over, and now we're on the round 4, beat the teacher. So basically your job is to translate the sentence before the answer appears on the screen. First sentence will be Spanish to English. Second sentence will be a very similar sentence, but English to Spanish. Vámonos. Me encanta ver documentales en canales educativas. 10 seconds. I love watching documentaries on educational channels. The word educational is always translated wrong. It's assumed to be a cognate, and it's not quite. So there we go. Now keep that in mind as we move on to number 2. How do you say I love watching cartoons on educational channels? Me encanta ver dibujos animados en canales educativas. There we go. Canal is feminine, which is why it's educativa, not o. Okay. Número 3. El cantante tocó la batería durante el espectáculo. 10 seconds. The singer played the drums during the show. A multi-talented singer. And again, keep this in mind. The verb, especially tocó, the verb is tocar, the infinitive, and because it's he or she, it ends in an O. Número 4. The singer played the recorder during the show. Not sure we would enjoy that. 10 seconds. El cantante tocó la flauta dulce durante el espectáculo. So actually quite a few words there from today's vocab list that we are practicing. I hope you got on okay with that. And our last pair coming up now, número 5. Mis amigos y yo leemos TVOs en el club de jóvenes. 10 seconds. My friends and I read comics at the youth club. Okay, so note the leemos here, we read. This can be very important for the final sentence. My friends and I read magazines at youth club. 10 seconds. Mis amigos y yo leemos revistas en el club de jóvenes. And there we go. That is us done for this week. Well done. Some really useful vocab for reading, for listening, and for writing. Gives you a lot more freedom the more you can say. My final challenge to you is if you want any feedback, then write 3 sentences using as many of the words from today's vocab list as possible. If you put it in the comments, I can give you feedback on whether your sentences are correct or not, and it's just an extra chance for you to practice. Y ya está. That is your Spanish revision done for this week. And just showing up for these 15 minutes every week is going to make such a difference. Your future self will thank you when all this information, this vocab knowledge comes flooding back in your exams. Consistency really is key when it comes to revision, and you are doing such a great job. So well done. If you are revising more Spanish this week, then check out the videos that are being linked in the playlist on the screen for more quick vocab boosts. Otherwise, good luck with your exams, and I will see you next Tuesday for your next 15-minute Spanish revision session. And don't forget to share these videos with your friends who are also revising Spanish, and subscribe so that you never miss out. Hasta la próxima semana.